Italian?
Uno más, por favor. Hola, bon dia, and bon dia, and buenas noches, and hello everybody. Joel Hansen here with my good friend Miss Alessandra. If you're not familiar, Alessandra is a longtime friend, subscriber, follower of the channel, guys, and we've been lucky enough to spend some time here in Mexico, and today we're outside Bam Brasileiro, which is essentially Brazilian. Brasileiro, I've learned in Spanish, is Brazilian. So here we are, guys, Brazilian Steakhouse to have some delicious food. So this is an all-you-can-eat, kind of rodizio-style Brazilian steakhouse. We're here to try it. It does cost a whopping 200 pesos. Pesos a person. Not $200, 200 pesos a person. So I'll let you know how much it actually is in American/Canadian dollars. But at that, I don't know, I think it'll be good. I love meat. We're all about the picanha here. The carne, the pork, the chicken, the whatever. I'm sure they have a salad bar. Reviews seem pretty solid, so it's going in. Let's have some fun. Alessandra, ready to eat some food?
Ready. Let's go.
So let's have some fun, guys. Brazilian Rodizio Steakhouse. I haven't been to one of these in forever. I love meat. This is my place. Let's go eat some food.
Hey everyone, welcome to this video where today, here we are having some rodizio, some Brazilian barbecue, guys. Some all-you-can-eat Brazilian beef, meat, sides, etc., guys. So long has this video been requested. Even though I already have a rodizio video on my channel, I've already done an all-you-can-eat Brazilian barbecue video on my channel, and I've done it many times outside of a video. I am here doing it again because guess what? I love it. I love meat. I love beef. These are two things that just, oh my gosh, it just speaks to me. But really cool to be doing it here in Mexico. So I really did not know what to expect. The price of this ultimately was 200 pesos, and I was not really sure what to expect because of that. I didn't know if the quality was going to be like amazing. I didn't know, if I should have high expectations, low expectations, but I'll be honest, I went in with relatively low expectations, just to, I guess, be on the safe side, I guess you could say. But ultimately, starting off, the meats looked good. They were cooked perfectly. They were cooked like they were supposed to be, and the service was very, very, very good. In fact, the salad bar, although it was pretty basic, it even had some not too bad options. But definitely, I think the beef and the meats, at least to this point, were definitely what was standing out. I started off with some picanha. I went straight for the queen. Then we just had some sirloin, which you saw the gentleman cut. Here we are trying a piece of a chicken and a garlic covered tenderloin. So again, some pretty quality premium cuts, and I love meat.
Picanha, the queen.
So if you're unfamiliar how this style of restaurant or barbecue works, essentially you go up to the salad bar, you get a plate, start off with some sides, and they just walk around with the meat. Obviously you can tell them if you want stuff or you want them to stop coming by. You get as much as you want. It's all you can eat. So it's a really cool system.
Filet me out with garlic. Not bad. We got some sausage.
The nice thing with it being all you can eat and them having a variety of meats is, of course, you can try all the different items and then ultimately decide what you want and kind of bank on that. Again, I knew going in this, picanha is generally my favorite. Picanha is very similar to like a top sirloin cut, very large fat cap, but it is absolutely delicious. It is a Brazilian pride, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Again, when it comes to like some of the more, like, we'll say flank steaks or tenderloins, it really depends. Tenderloins can be absolutely fantastic, but like that garlic, it was not too bad. The sausage was a little, lackluster, and this chicken, it was okay. It wasn't bad, but it's just, when things are getting overshun, let's say, when you have the picanha, when you have, some of the other meats shining so brightly, even if something is not too bad or it's okay, it's just not, it doesn't stand out the same, understandably, right? I mean, you're comparing, apples to oranges, I guess.
Good service time.
And that was definitely true. The service was very, very prompt. They were very attentive. And they can really, the service can really make or break a rodizio or all-you-can-eat Brazilian experience because you are dependent on them to get your items. The salad bar currently, although normally it would be a buffet, kind of all-you-can-eat, help yourself, it was offering cafeteria style just due to the current conditions of the pandemic. But when you really are reliant on the people bringing around the meat on the skewers to, essentially get you your meat, being attentive and then being on top of it was great. And like I said, so far the variety that we saw was not too bad. They had a couple salads here. One I was really enjoying actually had coconut in it. It was like lettuce, like a romaine lettuce with carrots. It had coconut, but it was like a sweetened coconut, like the dried coconut. Then had some cranberries and stuff. So it was a really nice kind of sweet aspect to it. Of course, when the gentleman came and offered me more beef, of course I said yes. I will say this is not a time I was absolutely planning to destroy this. This is more just kind of a nice leisurely meal out with Miss Alessandra, really, really great friend, longtime subscriber of the channel. But Alessandra is I thank her so much. She has, shown us such hospitality down in San Diego, hospitality here in Mexico. She's fluent in Spanish, which is absolutely fantastic and really does help, kind of navigating around. I tell you, being in Mexico, Mérida itself and Cholul is not quite as touristy as Cancun per se. Don't get me wrong, Mérida itself is definitely has a growing tourist population, but it still really helps, if you are familiar with the language. I do not speak Spanish. I'm learning little bits of it. I'm trying my best, poquito, but, definitely having somebody who speaks Spanish is excellent.
Habanero. I had a bite that was just pure fat, but in the best way possible.
So back to that beautiful picanha. Like I said, guys, that fat cap, just that beautiful beef. And like I said, guys, they were cooking it perfectly. I will say, generally you would never remove the fat cap off picanha. That would be literally seen as sacrilegious. I will say though, for this piece here, the way the gentleman cut it was not just to the large open face, but literally kind of on the side, on the thin side. So he literally did kind of cut me some pieces which were pure fat cap, pure fat cap, which, don't get me wrong, it's nice, but I did, want the pieces with the meat and the fat cap together, kind of the more traditional cut along the face, which he did do some of that, but I'm not gonna lie, there's definitely little bits where I removed a little bit of the fat. Like I said, I was not trying to splurge. This was not a cheap meal per se. This is more just a standard meal with Joel at a Brazilian all-you-can-eat. And especially, like I said, although the pure fat cap was delicious, those pieces, I wanted the mixture of the fat and the meat together because it's just so good. The salt on it, I love it. I love beef, guys. Cows are the best animal. If you have a different opinion, let me know down below. But I'm serious, guys. I'm team beef all the way. # team beef. Best animals ever. Tastiest animals ever.
Yeah, I like the grilled pineapple. What was this again? Pork?
Picanha.
Pork picanha?
So I went up to the salad bar, and Alessandra, knowing me oh so well, got some of the meats that they brought around for me, which was super awesome. And this one they called a pork picanha. And I tell you what, although I've never heard of a pork picanha per se, it was absolutely delicious. There's a bit of a kind of tomato-y, chili-ish sauce on this pork. Otherwise I'd call it, kind of just like a pork loin, essentially. But loved the sauce, loved the flavor. Just a little bit of heat, but just lots of excellent, delicious spices. And then there was another kind of meat which had a brown glaze on it. And in all reality, which is this one right here, it just kind of tasted like a honey garlic sauce, something along those lines. And it was also pork. So I will say that what they called the pork picanha, excellent, loved that spice. This one just kind of reminded me of a honey garlic sauce, which is a little lackluster comparatively, but still not too bad.
Oh, Federico.
¿Mande? Es su favorito.
He here we are back with the queen, the picanha, and I was just taking all he would give me. All the deliciousness that has to offer, and all that beautiful, savory, fatty, lovely beefiness. Just, ugh. In regards to the salad bar, what I was digging into, besides, of course, the lovely picanha, was green salad. I really liked my salads. I had some cooked broccoli there. I was going with a low-fat, kind of like French dressing, which I really like French dressing. I like Italian dressings. I like all kinds of salad dressings. Actually, my all-time favorite salad dressing, though, is I think my all-time, I'm going to say my all-time favorite is a poppy seed dressing. Big fan of poppy seed salad dressing. I'm also a big fan of vegetables, if you're not familiar, and this is what I do whenever I go to buffets or all-you-can-eats. I generally focus on the meats and the veggies. Those are not only some of the most expensive, but also some of my favorite items, and that's how you really get your values worth, not filling up on like potato dishes or just buns and breads. Go for the expensive or the more pricey items. The meats for sure, followed by veggies. Often if they have desserts can be quite pricey. This wasn't really they didn't really have desserts here per se. The closest thing I guess would be the fruits and the pineapple, also, which I very, very much enjoy, just because I love those things. I love fruit, and it's also, again, arguably a more pricey item comparatively to some of the other items. Although, of course, it's kind of interesting to consider that, what I would consider expensive items in North America or in Canada or USA might or might not be considered expensive items in Mexico. So something to consider whenever you are traveling, and especially when you are working with seasonality. Seasons play a big part in item price, and at the perfect timing, we had some more beef. This is a top sirloin or a sirloin roast, which I said was a solid one. It was one that I would get. Some of the ones they brought around I would pass, like the sausage, but I do like the beef, and I love that. Oh, just that way that fat glazes over it, that salt on the outside. Just okay. Like I said, guys, beef is just so good, just so good. I also had more of that coconut salad I spoke of earlier. I was definitely really enjoying that. Like I said, guys, I love salads. I love vegetables, and I mean, if they taste like extra good, they already taste good enough by themselves, but a little bit of dressing, a little bit of additions like coconut, like hell right. Plus I love coconut. Coconut's one of my favorite flavors. Just like I said, guys, just too good. Just too good. So here I then had a very basic green salad, and I also had kind of a bit of a mustard mayonnaise kind of style of dish they had, kind of like a mixed coleslaw kind of thing, but it was definitely like a good mustard base. The other thing was mayonnaise in it. Alessandra gave it a try, and she thought it was all right. In regards to Alessandra's plate, she had some more of that vegetable, which I don't remember the name of. Alessandra couldn't remember it either, and Google just steers me wrong, but it's a very almost flavorless root vegetable, which they put tahini on. Tahini is like a kind of a chili, lime, and salt spice. It's like that red seasoning. They often put on a number of fruits as well, such as like watermelon, mangoes. It's really good. I like it. It's definitely a unique flavor. I've definitely seen it in the southern United States, and then of course in Mexico here. She also had some plantains. Plantains, if you're not familiar, kind of like a banana, however often cooked, to which hers were as well, and then served a lot of often warm and or with a sweetened condensed milk, at least in Mexico. We had yogurts, sweetened condensed milk, and I believe even like a little bit of cheese I've seen on the plantains throughout my travels in Mexico, and it's all really, really good. It's kind of like a half, dessert, and yet not dessert, because they kind of treat it like a main dish, but with a little bit of sweetness, I guess you could say. I'd say kind of comparable to like a sweet potato pie, or, a sweet potato casserole in potentially some American cooking. I really don't think any explanation is needed. Like I said, guys, just it's picanha. It is delicious, fatty, salty beef. And then here we had what they were calling the pork picanha. So I was able to ask the server with Alessandra's help for my favorites, being the picanha and the pork picanha, what they called. And luckily they were able to bring it. Like I said, although it wasn't very busy in there. This was like maybe like a Tuesday evening, just like a standard day of the week. But there was tables like that were left right before we arrived, tables that arrived right after we were leaving. So they definitely had some traffic. But like I said, guys, the staff were really excellent. I'll actually mention that the quality of meats here were really, really good as well overall. This was, again, 200 pesos per person, whereas I went to another rodizio in Playa del Carmen, where I paid 740 pesos. And I will say this was actually much better. The quality of the meats were better. The service was much better. And here they were cooked properly. Everything at the other one was overcooked. The place was called Bovino's. It's not often I would never recommend a place, but if you're ever in Playa del Carmen, I would not recommend Bovino's at all. I had a very unpleasant experience, just absolutely subpar. Again, even compared to this, which is literally a quarter of the price, this was far, far, far better. So yeah, I don't recommend Bovino's, but I do recommend this Brazil, or Bam Brasileiro, or however you pronounce the name. Again, sorry for my mispronunciations, but definitely recommend this place. The staff were great. The food is really, really good. No complaints. Honestly, I would say this overall experience, at least with the meats and the service, was very much on par with some that I've paid $60, $70 for in North America. I will say the salad bar was a little bit lackluster compared to that $70, $60 price tag, but for a place which costs, let's say, $15 Canadian, or 12, let's say $13 to $15 Canadian compared to $60 Canadian, the price to value ratio here was absolutely phenomenal. So come here. There's 2 locations in Merida. Don't go to Bovino's in Playa del Carmen. And with that, I'll let you enjoy the rest of the video.
There's a little bit of tomato in that one. I tasted there. The picanha is by far the best. It is the queen. This is the Brazilian queen. So soft, so rich, so savory. Look at that fat cap. So much fat, but it's deliciously rendered. The salt is just the best. There's big grains on there, big grain salt. Rich, succulent, not good for your arteries, but so good. So here we got a plantain which is fried with a sweetened condensed milk. So it's like dessert. Sweet, salty. Yeah, sweet and salty. Pretty good. So words Joel needs to learn. Those are the scent, what?
Sandia.
Sandia, melon, piña, melon.
And just in case a little bit of an explanation is needed, of course, I like sweet things, so I had fruit for dessert. The watermelon was really fantastic. They had the melon, they had the grilled pineapple there, and the grapefruit, but I figured, you know, I'd just go with what was good, so I gotta try a little bit of everything, and what was best was the watermelon. But yeah, I thought this was pretty self-explanatory, but just in case you're wondering what was going on, had some fruit, close it off, a little bit of sweet taste.
Little mouse. One of the things I best know how to say. In the summer when they're cheap, I'll buy a couple, I'll eat like half one a day. I like them a lot. I just love fruits and vegetables in general.
I love how it cannot be just most of it. This is one that can have so much fun with it.
Range Mexican taqueria.
And just because this is like our mid-level spot, that does not mean they skimp on the quality, because these are house-made tortillas, pressed fresh.
I will tell you this, guys. They got the sauces on the Puma Taco Tuesday RS's